Hi guys, welcome back to TedRedwood Gaming. I'm Ed, and today I'm bringing you the Eindhoven double in the Jupiler League with FC Oss. So it's going to be episode 3 of our Football Manager Let's Play. Things have been going fairly well since we last met. We sort of hung around the 13th to 17th place. So I met you last, if we take a look at the schedule quickly, for the Go Ahead and Canberra games. Very on-off for a few games after that. Then we almost strung 3 wins in a row together, except RKC sort of dominated us for half an hour or so. What I changed was, I believe, we dropped a bit deeper because they were getting in behind us so much. So we actually dropped a little deeper. Not that our heat map really shows that so much. But we dropped a bit deeper and then we just hit them for a couple of counter goals, well, sort of set piece counter goals. But Van Pol scored a few in this one, so he scored 3, scored a hat trick, which is great. So he's actually got something like 5 in 6 or something crazy. So he's going to carry on playing as long as he's fit. Off the top of my head, I do know someone has. There you go, Fatty Kamachi, Van Pol. So perfect. Not quite what we're expecting with our free kicks. Normally it's someone knocking it down to someone else. This one from kickoff. So I think this was they just made it 3-1. So this was straight after that. Queckle gets it, drops a PK on the right. PK I think is injured. I'm saying I think everyone's injured. Yeah, injured at the moment. Yeah, decent build up. So happy with that. Also they're playing 3 at the front. I have read on a couple of forums and comments on other people's videos. Lelujo's videos, for example, Dr. Benji. So I've actually got Lelujo's Nuneaton playoff final game sat on pause on my phone at the moment just before his game, which I'm dead excited for. But people have been saying that 3 strikers is overpowered in this FM. I can't say I've really tried it. It's not how I play normally. We'll see how it goes, maybe one day. If I'm struggling that much and it is overpowered, then I might need it. But yeah, very on-off form, but actually we've been playing pretty well. We were dominated by Emmen and just didn't show up against Telstar, but everyone else we played pretty well against. RKC, we came back into it, so overall pretty happy. In terms of the league, so we sit in 11th place. The first period has been and gone. So I think it was Sparta. No, it was Fortuna. Fortuna? Let's have a look. You can even have a look at it. It's amazing. This league and how it works is just ridiculous. So if I look at stages. This is literally the same screen as before. But overall league table, De Graaf Schap atop. And if we look at... can I see? Yep, first period. Yeah, Fortuna won it. So again, if Young As would have won it, for example, then it would have dropped to whoever's in second place, unless that was also a young team. And then if it's anyone who has previously won a period, then it drops to the next one down. So I've got there eventually. So we finished pretty far down overall. The period only started 2 games into the season. So actually, if we have a look at the second period, we are 3rd. We have played 3. We've won 2 and drawn 1. So actually, I'm getting really excited. Ridiculous. We are so far off the pace. But apparently, we're 3rd in one of the periods at the moment. I know there's only 3 games been played. But I'm excited. So if we have a look at the season preview again, we've actually dropped back down to 14th. I don't know if this is I think this is an ongoing season preview and odds thing. So they're sort of expecting me to finish 14th as things stand. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Especially when Young Ajax are predicted to finish top and they are currently down in 17th. So I'd be surprised, but it's a really tight league. Beyond Den Bosch, maybe Telstar and Canberra to an extent. I mean, we're on 20 points and 1-6 drawn 2, lost 6. And we are 8 points off the top. It's so close. Like 2 wins just takes you straight up there. So it's exciting. I'm excited for it. But let's get into the game. Have a quick look at the tactics. So just to remind you, we are playing Young PSV at home. First of our Eindhoven double. Who have we lost to injury? Wimber Keeler is injured, which is a bit of a nightmare. Oyvind Hoos injured. Bit of a nightmare as well, but he was like last choice striker, but considering we're now relying on the guy who we brought in to sort of be a ball playing striker initially. And that's not the route we've gone down. We've gone down the Route 1 route, which I love. So he's not really fitting in too much. He's not even made an appearance yet, but he's just back from injury, so might see him today. if we can get the ball on the deck, or we need to. And then we just got a defensive mid injured. Yeah, Wimber Keeler being injured. So as you can see, he started 11, 6 goals, 3 assists. Only one player of the match, only a 7.01 average rating, but I feel like he's been integral to being the support role striker, even though he's got as many goals as everyone else. So yeah, we are at home against Young PSV. Again, I don't check where these teams are in the league before we play them, which is pretty stupid. But they're playing a similar formation, just they've got a deeper midfielder. So they're playing 4-1-3-2, which is initially what we were doing this season, I believe. I can't even remember. It's been like a week. It's been a very slow recording process. I'm going to say we're the favourites. Are we the favourites? Are we actually? Young PSV, they're 15th. Interesting. And something I have been doing early as well. I've not been checking it before the game because I don't really trust the scouts. But I have been looking at their centre backs, seeing if there's a weakness in terms of height. Because you have pretty large strikers. Oh, mind you, they're not the largest at the moment because, of course, Wimber Keeler is injured. But their centre back on the left, so our right sided striker, is a bit shorter. How tall is Quecco? He's below 6, so he's smaller. And then Pol's about the same, so I'm probably going to keep him the same way around for now. We'll just see how it gets on. But I've been just adjusting tactics and team instructions as I go, depending on how the game's looking. There was a game where we won 1-0. I can't remember who it was against at all. I'm terrible at this already, as you can tell. We won 1-0. We got a penalty in like the last minute, but we dominated the game, so we changed everything up quite early. From like 25 minutes in, we had like 8 shots and 70% possession. So all of a sudden I thought, well, control, retain possession, we'll start sticking it on the deck if they can't get near us. Although at the moment that's not looking like this game is going to be similar because Young PSV go ahead. Not much has been created so far, but again, our possession is poor. They've had one clear-cut chance. And I'm going to leave it till half-time, though, because I feel like this might turn around on its own a bit in terms of possession. I mean, we're having more shots, but less possession, which shows that maybe not countering so much, but maybe we're just shooting from range. What's our long shots like? 4 long shots, yeah, it's not really relevant, is it? We're just not getting near the goal. Probably due to the defensive mid and bigger centre backs, so we can't really push forward. So what I should be doing is changing a couple of team instructions in a second to stop the crossing from deep. Kamachi, though, in the middle, gives it to Quecco on the halfway line, plays through Van Pol beautifully. He's got a lot to do from there to finish, and he gets nowhere near. Seeing a lot of that on this year's Football Manager, just they sort of start edging wide. Kamachi with a free kick, though. It's not bad, but it's just wide. Yeah, people sort of edge wide when they're put through, and you can tell they're just going to shank it off. No sort of Obafemi Martins-esque finishes where he's sort of running away from goal and hammers it into the near top corner. I still can't believe that goal. One of my favourite all-time Newcastle goals. So, we've not been terrible, but I just feel like we're lacking a little bit here. To me, it feels really weird to have to explain my tactical decisions. So many times in FM, you end up putting certain things together, which I probably have done it a million times there, which don't actually go together. Sort of like if you do like a really deep line and close down more, in my mind, you can't really justify that, but it'd work for some kind of counter technique. We've created nothing in this second half. Lorenzo Pique's knackered and been disappointing. So actually gonna bring on Grotenberg for him. Backboard has been disappointing. So we're on the standard Ostoprak. Get his name right eventually. Out front, we've not got a lot to play with, really. If we sub off Quecco, then we're pretty much saying goodbye to long balls, which we can't really afford to be doing anyway at this stage. So that's just not... I'm not a big fan of having too many team instructions, so 5 even for me is a lot. But again, I've normally ended up eventually... I don't remember how I've made teams good. But when your players are better, you don't need to worry about this stuff. But Van Pol out on the left. Oh, he fires over to Grotenberg on the edge of the box. In his complete wing-back role. Fires it just wide. If we can start getting some headers on these long balls, We might be onto something. Van der Sluis got it at left back, just a simple pass back. Thank you very much. Direct absolutely just smashes it forward. Van Pol's free. Please cut it back. He hasn't, but he scored. Shows what kind of football player I am. Oh, is he offside? He's not offside. The linesman hasn't moved for a while. I panicked. So very direct has played very direct. Classic. Smashed it forward for Van Pol. I'm very much a wimpy FIFA player, and I would have passed that across and gone for the tap in, but alas, this has not worked, and I've smashed my elbow against the table in celebration. So it looks like we're salvaging a draw from this as it stands. I'd like to try and get something more from this game if I can. Let's see what we can do. I know this is going to end up being a disaster. Does that mean you can be a complete wing back there? No, that makes no sense, but sure. Let's see what happens. Probably nothing. And if it's something, it'll probably be us conceding, which seems to be the way for me this year. As soon as it comes to trying to go for a winner. And it's literally nothing unless they get something from this cross, which they're still keeping a hold of. Knock it into the centre. There's no one there. Grotenberg sort of panics, but it's fine. It's over. We draw 1-1. Actually, if you look at it at the end there, we look like we've been the better team. I'm going to say we were unlucky. A couple of the boys are happy. If they're happy, I'm happy. So it drops us down in the table to 13, so we dropped a couple of positions. But again, so only 10 points behind the lead overall. I'm going to keep an eye on this as well. No one's injured, so that's fantastic. I'm going to keep an eye on the second period, which I know is, oh gosh, I'm getting excited, which I know is so stupid because it's our first season and we're a terrible team. We're 4 points off the league. Go ahead. No. Oh, disaster. But let's just see where we end up. I'm excited, but I'll see you for the next game, which is against FC Eindhoven. Right, so welcome back. It's game day. Something that came up in the pre-match press conference. If you actually look at all these now, I think I showed you last episode, but everything was looking bad. Match cohesion wasn't great. Dressing room atmosphere was terrible. Support was really bad, but actually a bit of good form, and all of a sudden everything turns around. So we are unbeaten in 4 now. 2 draws, 2 wins. I'd like to get back on the winning trail before we face NEC, our sort of parent club. We're already so far through the season, it's ridiculous. But at the moment, I haven't actually looked at tactics, but I'm keeping the same team out there. I don't see any reason to change it necessarily. That said, I'm going to jog Sterling on. I'm going to bring Benamar back in. They have a bit of a connection still. That's good. That's good. That's what I like. Bring him back in onto cover. So I'm sure he'll be fine. But I'd quite like to have him back in just to see how we get on. Because the first few games we lost a few of them, which he was playing in. But we didn't look bad at all. We were losing by the odd goal for most of it. So I'm actually going to keep the same team. And again, judge it early on to see what FC Eindhoven are up to. But they are currently 11th. They're on the same points, but they've got a slightly better goal difference. But the same record. In fact, there's 4 teams with the same record. And one of them's got a playoff spot, which angers me. That could be us. It really could be us. Benamar is lacking in match fitness, bothered. Again, shows what kind of manager I am. Shows how seriously I take this. So playing a 4-3-3, which is interesting. So it could leave us a bit of space for Fatih Kamachi, as well as snuffing out some of their midfield play with our anchorman, maybe. I'm making up tactics here. Good luck. We're going to need it. I don't like that we're going to need it, but I've pressed it now. So it's too late. It's way too late. Centre back, large. Extra large. Super. So we're just going to leave it as is, because that's like the only... If I've got my biggest, baddest, meanest strikers on, that's something I actually look at, and I have changed a couple of players around the last sort of 5-6 games. If they've had like someone had a defender who was about 5'9", so obviously I put my guy who was like 6'5" in, but Van Pol down the left crosses it in, Queckles in the middle, drops it down with a header for Riley backboard, and that's it. It's his first ever senior goal. It's the stuff dreams are made of. that is a perfect goal in my opinion. So he sort of just free Van Pol down the left, who takes his time, crosses it in. Queckel, as much as he's not massive, he's as tall as their defenders, roughly, and backboards there to just pick up the little knockdown and head it in, smash it in. Without 3D replays, I don't know. And without releasing any of these yet, I can't give you info on when I'm going to get 3D, because I'm terrible with editing videos and whatnot. So Gunst for them. Eindhoven knocks it forward. Van der Sloot picks it up. Now he's really far out of position. Eindhoven are breaking. PK heads it out, but it's not the most convincing. And Eindhoven are coming at us, and there's a load of players free in the middle. They go for goal from the angle, put it over. A bit of a waste, in my opinion. They had so many guys moving in the middle, and that could be an area we could exploit later on in the game, provided we're still in the game at that point. Direct plays it forward, drops a Van Pol, just runs at the defence. He's passed it to Queckel, who puts it into the bottom corner. I was getting ready to say he's shot and missed. It's his 100th, did that say 100th league goal? Or 100th appearance? I thought it said 100th. I thought it said 100th appearance at the start. Did that say league goal there? But Van Pol, I thought at that point, there's the shot. But he's laid it on a plate to Queckel. He's finished it off, and these guys up front are actually starting to 100th league goal in his career, which is a great accomplishment. If it's also his 100th start for us, and that's lovely. But not sure. But a highlight straight from the kickoff for Eindhoven. Moose collects lovingly. He's solid. I really like Moose. You can see it a bit in the lower leagues. The keepers are so questionable. I assume you can get questionable keepers further up as well. Their defender is lost out again, and Van Pol runs through. He puts it over the keeper, but puts it over the bar. Close but not close enough, but 2-0 and another highlight. Hopefully we can get there first. Desluze steps in and gets back into position, I hope, just about. So when they attack, they are attacking quite quickly. And they're not making the right decisions. That's a good decision, though. I'm a bit worried. Drops them again on the edge. Loof on the right for Eindhoven. Cross it into the middle. Van den Herrik clears and Van Pol wins it again. So we are defending really well from the front here. Queckel to backboard. Plays it wide for Van Pol. Can't quite get there. And there you clear it now. This is very end-to-end, and these normally end in a goal. Kamachi picks up in the middle. Van Pol plays through Queckel on the edge of the box. Takes a touch. And keeper save. So normally those long ones, when they're like that long, you normally see them end up being a goal. I'm not sure what it is this year. I think it's just the end-to-end. They're trying to terrify you. Sports Interactive into thinking that someone's going to score, and someone normally does. That was a big tackle in there, but we haven't conceded a penalty. But FC Eindhoven collect it on the edge of the box with Raoul. Runs a bit wide, not many options unless he swings it in, which he does. We are defending quite well so far. I'm sure something's going to go wrong now I've said that. There it is. Oh, I don't know who number 12 is. Who's number 12? It's probably Desluze or Direct. Yes, Desluze. Now, our left back's lost his man. Let the header come in. No harm done this time, but just something to watch out for. He's not been performing well. I thought he was one of our better defenders when we got the club, but apparently not. Oh, that's a great hit. For about 20 yards out. Van Landschoot for FC Eindhoven brings them back in. I feel somewhat unhappy they might go in 2-1 down or better. Because they've had a couple of chances, but they've only sort of been half chances. Apart from that header at the back post where I'd expect them to do better. We've been really clinical, but then I'd say there's been a couple of mistakes on their part. But this is what we've done in the last few games as well. We've punished their mistakes. Things are going well. You're capable of better. Kamachi is carrying a bit of a knock. Yeah, we've been a lot more clinical than the opposition in some recent games, which I know I'll come back and get us one day, but at the moment, I'm quite happy. So I'm actually going to bring on Sandy Holst. I should call him Holst. Attacking mid on support. We'll see how that goes. So playing him in his preferred position. Only his second game back after injury. Not going to touch the tactics for now. Feel like it's going pretty well. We seem relatively solid in the middle. On the break, despite not being on counter. Is this going to be anything? Or is this just the highlight from kickoff? We've committed a lot of men forward, and Joel was through. And he finishes off Oh, I thought that was just a highlight from kickoff. Did I say it's his first ever goal? Oh, my defence feel the goal was offside. Oh, that is tight, but I think he's on. And Joel finishes. I thought it was going so well. I was so happy. I thought this was going to be struggling to victory. And it's not that at all. I should never get excited by Football Manager. It will betray you within seconds. We all know it. But we all get excited. You all feel that hope. I mean, you've seen it when I'm talking about like winning the second period to go into the playoffs and stuff like that, ridiculously. It'll give you that hope. It gives you the idea that dreams are possible. It smashes you. Smashes you up. This is nothing's doing. I know I should be changing this, really. They made mistakes when we pumped it. I'm pumping it. I'm going direct. Going very direct. Oh, of course you picked up a knock as soon as I've made my 3 subs. At this point, you wonder if a 2-all is fine. You take a 2-all at this point, and now you wouldn't because you think maybe we'll knock it forward. No, now you take a 2-all. It changes constantly. Get ahead on that. Come on, oh my word. They're just knocking it around. That's an aimless ball from them out to the left, but no one is there. No one fancies it. But VA steps in, loses it completely. Oh my gosh. Someone put your foot on the ball, please. They knock it in from the left. Free header, no. It's from a tight angle. Someone clear it. Oh my word. Get out. Oh, we cleared it off the line. It's hit the post and come off the line. That was horrible. At this point, I'm actually going to drop back. I would take a draw from this now. I know it's stupid. Let's go counter. What am I doing that doesn't need doing? Preventing short goal kick distribution. We're going to go route 1. Stop this floating crossing nonsense. Lia, you're not a complete wingback anymore. That was probably silly to do that in the first place. Be a fullback on support. Actually, you never know. I'm going to change you to attack. And now you can be a defensive wingback. You can be a fullback on defend. So now we've got a decent base. So if there are any knockdowns, hopefully one of the front 3 can do something with it. But at this stage in the game, it's so late. I'm not expecting anything to happen. Moose with a goal kick from deep. Osterprak is there and doesn't win a header, which is ridiculous because he's like, how at all 195 centimetres, like 6'6". And they're getting all the time there. Van den Herrik, Queckel on the ball. Could have just played a pass through there and we might be punished. Eindhoven come down the left side, pass it into the middle, and that is the wrong option from their player on the back post. There's another highlight with 50 seconds to go. Could be the end of the game. Could be a chance for someone. I sensed a penalty there, but it didn't happen. And Queckel, he is on one leg, and the defender's not going to miss it. Oh, I keep getting the promising moves. I'm just staring at the clock. I want it to disappear. They've committed so many men forward. No, don't you dare. Oh my word. They've committed so many men forward. I was hoping it just dropped one of our players to hit it over the top and that'd be that. But it looks like it's ended 2-all. And it has. So the Eindhoven double has ended up being a double draw. Pushed us into 12th. Again, at the start of the season, we're told to be competitive. Let's see how the board are rating us so far. Very secure. They're not happy with the tactics. Not happy with the wing-back formation. That's fine, because we're not using it anymore. Don't worry about that. Dressing room atmosphere, managerial support, club finances. Content. I think my wages are bad, but overall we're making money. No philosophy, so fine. Transfers, people are happy. Stature? Too early. Matches, yeah, fine. Competitions, good. Obviously we failed in the FA Cup equivalent, but we're told to be competitive. And we're on for a mid-table finish. 100th appearance for the club, and he got his 100th goal. Or was that Van Paul? I can't remember. I'm going to send the assistant for this. Normally I do it myself. And yeah, you did well in front of goal. Fantastic. Love you. Right back, text back. So, next game. So, we've got the winter break coming up. That's a long time to go without any football games. But what I think I will do is probably go through to the FC Dordrecht game. So we'll play NEC, Graafschap, MVV, Volendam, and Utrecht offline. And then we'll play these two away games, so Dordrecht and Jong As. And if there's anything that happens at the end of the window, then I'll just bring you that as and when it happens. So this will be the end of the third episode for now. So if you have liked it, drop a like on it, subscribe for more Football Manager and other gaming content. Feedback in the comments below as always. It's getting there. I feel a bit more confident in front of the camera. Don't know if that's clear. Don't know if it's interesting, but hopefully you'll hang around for the next one. So until the next time, thanks for watching.